I've been waiting for at least a solid 2 months for this album to drop. When she announced that it finally had a release date and it would be coming out June 9th, I was the happiest guy in the world. I felt like I just got the best head in my life. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. That's just how I feel. SZA. You haven't let me down with your project so far. Going back to Z, I thought Z was an okay album. I didn't think it was crazy, but I thought it was good. I especially like Babylon even without Kendrick, so don't take offense to that. Jesus, what is on my leg? Oh shit. But now we're gonna give a listen to SZA's new album, and it's called Control. So excited. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Just listening to this album is like, I guess, finally going to the bathroom after you've been holding it for an hour. That's literally the best analogy I can come up with. One of the more unique, more talented neo-soul artists out there. SZA has a very beautiful voice. I like how overbearing she is in a good way when it comes to the tracks that she's on. The production plays a good part in it as well, but I love just how, I guess, how prominent she is on all of her tracks. Like, she isn't carried by production. Production is just a nice addition to her voice. If you don't know who SZA is, I'm gonna need you to stop living. Track number 1 is called Supermodel. Just to let you know, I've already heard Love Galore. I accidentally listened to Drew Barrymore because I didn't know it was gonna be on the album. Sorry. Let's get it.
I did not have control. Things would just, would be fatal.
I'd rather let you know I'm really leaving, and no, I'm not keeping your shit. Heard you got some new homies, got some boys doing this that I don't want nothing else.
You hear her voice?
Quickly banging your homeboy while you in Vegas.
Now you being petty.
Can't be that easy for you to get like that.
Okay.
I need too much attention. I need you, but I need you.
Whoa, okay, I see you, SZA.
Look so good together, bet they fucking for real. I'm just by myself. I was comfortable just with myself, but I need.
Y'all don't mind listening to female tracks, just don't sound stupid. I mean, SZA sounds or comes across as if she's got a relatable struggle, at least when it comes to other females, and she's got like a control issue. I get what you did. See, the album's called Control. You got control issues on the beginning of the album. See, you think you're slick, but you're not. Some people will find a problem with SZA kind of putting the blame on someone else to make her feel secure within herself. It is no one else's job to make you feel beautiful, but it doesn't hurt. I get what you're saying, but it's no one else's job. We already heard track number 2, but we're gonna play my favorite part of the song, which is.
Oh, yeah. Got me looking forward to weekend. Do it for fun. Don't take it personal, baby. Love on my lady.
The more and more I listen to that track, the less and less I feel like it needs Travis Scott. Although it's a nice feature, I just want SZA on the whole thing. Track number 3, Doves in the Wind, featuring Kendrick Lamar. You know what? That almost started off like Y'all off Kendrick's new album. It almost started off like that. The very beginning of it.
Niggas do not deserve pussy. Meaning if Forrest Gump had a lot going for him. Never where's Forrest now when you need him. Hey.
Beautiful production.
Pussy is so undefeated. Let's amen to that.
Amen. I'm sorry.
For insecure, gon' reassure you not to get pussy. Though I kinda shade for the pussy. See, that's what pussy niggas do. I get mistaken for clitoris in a day. How many sentiment young nigga like me is over for you? Solana,
tell him! Tell him!
I keep your niggas weak body. It's all in place for the nigga who can touch the booty if you like.
Now I do think the track is a little arrogant, but you know, guys are the same way on their rap albums, so I don't mind you, SZA. All right, do your thing. I agree with a lot of what's on that album, especially what Kendrick was saying, man. Do I need to say anything? Just listen to his verse. Just listen to his verse again and see what you come away with. And if you get offended, then you know why. Track number 4, Drew Barrymore. I've already heard it, so we're gonna skip it. Track number 5, we're gonna go to Prom. simple that track was, and I definitely can, you know, I wouldn't say necessarily relate, but I can kind of see where she's coming from in terms of the subject matter of the song. But I think the track for the subject matter is very simple. I felt like the track should have been a little bit more dramatic, even though I know a lot of people go through it. Maybe that's why it is so simple in her defense, but I do feel like there could have been a little bit more emotion wrapped into that song. It felt very poppy. Again, in my opinion, it's nice to see a brighter artist come out of TDE as opposed to the dark rap music that we usually hear from them. Next track, we got The Weeknd.
You got a girl, and it's reckless of knowing it's selfish. You know the back, all of me, you laugh.
Okay, SZA.
Then drop them drugs with me when I was.
Okay.
Friday, I just keep him satisfied through the weekend. You like 9 to 5 on the weekend.
Oh, okay. She's making the print develop a little bit more, if you know what I mean. So, SZA, you're doing a really good job right now. Just finish it off.
I mean, I'm saying, what kind of days is 2 days? I knew on me one day. And
okay.
Hurt is her man too.
I like the vocals on this thing. Was she on the step team when she was younger? Is that what that is? SZA's vocals on there were great. I like the message of the track, you know, her kind of accepting. I don't know if we're getting into the point of this album where as she grows, the less and less control she has and the more and more she's accepting that, because on Love Galore, she basically kills Travis Scott for dealing with another woman, but on this track we have her kind of accepting the fact that this guy has multiple women and she just wants to satisfy him on the weekend. So I don't know if she's getting to that point where she's accepting the fact that she doesn't have any control. Track number 7, Go Gina.
Hey love, I love you, baby. This probably true. They say about me, we too stoned to pay attention. Them jeans, they must be uptight, mama. You need some gift by mama.
Subject matter of the song I enjoyed more than the actual track itself. I'm assuming that she's been denying herself of these desires, and now they're, I guess maybe it's her own mind telling her, or maybe her friends, but that's kind of pushing her to go and get what she really wants, at least for the moment, get what you need. Kind of, you know, implying that she's uptight because your jeans, like Gina, like that. No, but I do like, you know, where it was coming from. I like, you know, how it was formed. I like the track. I don't think it's a track I would come back to based off SZA alone on that track. Track number 8, Garden, Say It Like That.
You to remind me where I come from. Can you remind me of my gravity? I know I'll be difficult. You know I'll be difficult. Find out that you're anyone else. 'Cause all they mean it when you say it like that. Oh, I believe you when you say it like that. Probably hella positive 'cause she got a big booty. I know I'd rather be paid up.
Production on this thing is great.
Like I feel the same way. If you don't like me, you don't have to fool with me.
Another enjoyable track. I'm taking all this in, pause, and I'm tackling the subject matter at the end of the album, because there are a couple things I want to say about this thing, because it is a little... Yeah, let's go to the next track. 9, Broken Clocks. Riding the beat, okay. I feel like on that track, it was so much stronger. SZA kind of I like when she knows what the problem is and she still does anything anyway. Like, she knows what her main issue is, but she still feels the way she feels regardless. Kind of accepting the fact that she's got things to work on. But yeah, on that track, I definitely liked it more so because of the metaphor that was used. I feel like, you know, Broken Clocks is mainly more for her tackling this certain issue as if she has the time for it. Like, like these clocks and the time actually that I'm spending wasting on this individual or talking to you or arguing with you doesn't actually matter in the moment. And I feel like that's the way she's tackling it. Track number 10, Anything.
This time, baby, I'm down for the ride, down for the ride.
I'm down.
Take me. You even know
God damn it!
Down for the ride, take me anywhere. You even know I'm alive.
I thought it was about to drop.
I'm alive. You even know
I love the consistent build up at the end of the track when we've been getting nothing but inconsistent beat drops throughout the majority of the beginning part. It's almost as if it's supposed to be taken like she's going off to another world, or maybe that's what she's saying, take me anywhere, like you can take me anywhere, maybe even to another dimension, to another space, to another planet, and I'm down for the ride. I like when the sound of, you know, a particular track kind of can be tied into the title of it. Track number 11, Wavy Interlude featuring James. We're not doing it. I told you about these names. We're not doing it.
Easy bake, easy wake up on. Just give as much as you take, forgive as much as you hate. I'm feeling now, looking for a way out.
I went crazy.
Track number 12, Normal Girl.
It ain't no fighting. The type of girl I know my daddy, he be proud of. Be proud of. Be proud of. Be proud.
I'm proud of you. I can be your daddy.
Like it when I be aggressive. You like when I say to you, because you wanna take a home, but
she's still touching me though. Another pretty enjoyable track about SZA talking about how she's not good enough again. Track number 13, Pretty Little Birds featuring Isaiah Rashad.
You've hit the window a few times.
Production.
I wanna be your golden goose. I wanna shave my legs for you. I wanna take all of my hair down and let pretty little bird.
You can see love. You see them eyes that they just can't afford. Wings don't spread like they used to, but I wanna fly.
I kind of like the narrative of that track, also painting the picture as if SZA and even Zay in the song have kind of lost hope, which is why they're saying my wings don't spread as long as they used to or as far as they used to, kind of like saying we've been through enough life to know that there have been so many disappointing things that have happened, but we're trying to get through it anyway. I wish I was as hopeful and as vibrant and as expressive with who I am as you are, but even though I would like to be, I'm just not, and I still hope I can be with you and fly with you. I still hit the windows. I like that track a lot, honestly, for subject matter. And the production on there is amazing. Last track, 20-something.
It hurts when you're getting older. I gotta say I miss the way you need me. So far away. My name ain't got nothing. Running from love, only no fear. Separate, feel. It's 20-something. Ain't got nothing. Running from love. Wish you were hoping to keep the rest of my friends praying.
So pretty good last track. So how did I feel overall about this SZA album? Here's what I'll say. If you're a SZA fan, you're going to love this. If you're not a SZA fan, I don't know how you wouldn't be, or like the major problem with SZA, but I don't think this will like make you upset. I think her vocals, her range, the way she uses her production, the features are really well placed. There's not too many. I think that she talks about the subject matter very consistently. Like, she brings up the same subject a lot. And I think the main focus of this album is her kind of, I don't even know, coming to accept the world the way it is and coming to terms with things not being the way that you want them to be all the time. But it doesn't really come across that way a lot, because she talks about these subjects as if sometimes it's the other person's fault for the way she feels. Unfortunately, when you listen to this album, if you are a person who's been through a lot of what she's talking about, or maybe you've been at that point in life where you haven't felt good enough, which is what a lot of people have, you'll probably not see the value or interest in an album where people kind of over dramatize the basic concept or the basic aspect of what everyday humans go through. There are tons of people that don't feel good enough. There are tons of people that don't, you know, get exactly what they want, especially when it comes to relationships. A lot of people get heartbroken, and it seems as though SZA kind of maintains that thought process throughout this entire album, is making sure that people know I've had my heart broken and I feel like I'm not good enough, or I felt that way. In the beginning of the album, she tackles this subject matter by saying, you know, I wish you made me feel like a supermodel because you don't. A point that is almost contradicted on track number 8, Garden, where she says, I like the way you lie to me, basically. So it's like you're not getting the fulfillment out of being made into thinking that you're a supermodel, but you say on track number 8 that he makes you feel like you are exactly what he says, or like you're actually believing what he says. I don't know if that's to kind of paint the picture as if you know it's a lie, so you feel like you have to say what you said in track number 1. Same thing with Love Galore and The Weeknd. It's like they're two complete contradictions of one another. On Love Galore, you have an issue with, you know, doing things this way. You have an issue with being the side chick, but on The Weeknd, you're like embracing it. So I'm not really 100% sure where you're going with the album. Maybe you're saying at the latter part of it that you've accepted that you don't have control over these things and that you're letting it go from you. And the tracks in the beginning are the point in your life where you actually felt like you should control these things, or that you should have some type of entitlement over these things, or to these things, or to this treatment, or to this behavior, and you've accepted that you don't near the latter part of the songs. But it is an internal struggle that not a lot of people talk about. I do commend SZA for having this subject matter it be the focal point of the album, but we've heard it in enough tracks that we could get something else. Even Drew Barrymore, I know I didn't listen to it here, but I've heard it before, and it's another track where SZA tackles the feeling of not being or feeling like she's good enough. Isaiah Rashad and SZA tackle this same subject matter on the second to last track, where they're both saying they've lost so much of themselves, or they feel as though they don't have the capacity to be with the pretty little birds. They wish they could fly with them. So I don't know if it's saying that I don't think they're trying to say I want you to feel sorry for me, but when you listen to the album, I don't know of any other way you could think about it when you hear these songs. I love the spacey, vibey production. I love SZA's voice. I love how she carries these tracks. I love how she's such a dominant force on all of these tracks. I love how much control over where she wants to take the track she has. I know the album is called Control, and she kind of wants to go against that. I think the album cover actually represents that as well, like the way she's accepting information, like all these unplugged computers in the background. The way she's accepting information has somehow been gone. You know, you can't get information from the computer anymore, so you have to sit outside, you have to be regular, you have to be amongst your peers and be in the real world. You have to get experience by living life as opposed to living through a computer screen or through social media. So I get the point, I feel like, somewhat with the album cover, and I do like a lot of where she's going with so many of these tracks. It's just I don't feel there is enough depth within these tracks to get people who weren't already thinking this way, or who hadn't already been through this, to say I'll come back to this track because SZA's really speaking to me. It's not just because she's a female. I think it's more so because the subject matter is so similar on all fronts. Features wise, like I said, I think I said this already, she did really well placing the features. Isaiah had a good feature, although he sounded a little bit weird at first. He grew on me as the more he kept rapping. I kind of understood where he was coming from a little bit more, so I learned to accept what he was saying and the way he was saying it and how the production was over his voice even. Kendrick bodied his verse. I loved that track. I love how they spoke about it. SZA on that track was really confident, almost arrogant, but I didn't mind because she's rapping and talking as if she's one of the guys. If guys can talk like this and say that they have control over women with their sexual organs, why can't she say the same thing? I feel like she's got into that mode of confidence where she knows what she deserves and what she should get, but she kind of goes downhill from there with the subject matter. So I don't really know exactly where she's going with the album as far as tackling issues, for this to be the cover art and for her to kind of make that be a known aspect of where she wants to take the album. I don't feel as though it really does that all the way. It mainly focuses on herself and her accepting the fact that she doesn't have control over how she receives information. She even says that at one point, it's harder accepting the truth when you're older, or it hurts more. So maybe this is just her way of accepting that she doesn't have control over anything. That's just my opinion. I really did enjoy the album. favorite tracks are Love Galore, the track with Kendrick, the track with Isaiah, The Weeknd. Very smooth R&B soul artist. I love her. I love her vocals. I love how strong of an artist she is. And although I love her lyrics, I don't think her subject matter is where it needs to be for her pen to be as great as it is. If she tackled other subjects, I feel like she could be such a powerful force in the future. But SZA, Control, I would give a 6 out of 10 to. I definitely enjoyed the project. I liked where she was coming from. I loved, you know, her tracks and her sound, but again, subject matter, not that it's hard to follow, it's just, why would I connect to this? And what is compelling enough to get me to come back to some of these tracks? Let me know what your favorite track from SZA is down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Shawn C. Ya boy. Peace.